Shuffle your game library and pick something new with the best deck builders to play on PC. Long the playground favorites, traded amongst sweet wrappers and toys from cereal boxes, deck builders were always physical games. The Pokémons and Yu-Gi-Ohs, maybe even the Digimons. Well, they've grown up a little since then to become some of the most compelling gameplay loops around. And while you're probably familiar with Hearthstone or Gwent, there are tons of great deck builders out there, defying genres and giving you all the cards you can get your nostalgic hands on. Speaking of getting things, if you want even more videos, make sure you subscribe to Logitech G. So, here are the best deck building games on PC.
Captain Rook, the veteran, the hero, the saboteur, the spy.
Like many deck building games, One Step from Eden isn't constrained by one genre. It's a roguelike in that you follow separate paths to reach a boss, and if you die, it's right back to the beginning. It's a bullet hell as you balance dodging enemy attacks while trying to line up your own. And, of course, all the attacks are spell cards, which you can collect and pull from a deck to bring down the pixel bosses. It's fast, intense, and takes a while to learn the dance of flitting between attacks before you throw your own. There are 200 different cards to collect, so tons of ways to zap a foe. But for now, maybe just try and keep your eyes on that footwork. Oh dear. Most deck builders use cards to deal damage or progress, but in Loop Hero, they're the very foundation of the world. As the hero remembers things about the world, cards appear which you can add to the map. These can be groves of dangerous beasts, lanterns to light your way, or annoying but hot vampires. Classic RPG stuff. You can place them however you want, building up a gothic picture to train your hero and get even closer to that final boss. The world is over, few people struggle to live in the dark times, but if you keep the hero on his loop, you might be a beacon of hope. It's almost like an idle game, except you'll be way too invested in laying spiders in his path to ever leave Loop Hero alone. Fights in tight spaces fulfills all our James Bond fantasies. The suave suit, taking hits like it's nothing, and teeing up attacks to make us look totally coordinated. And that's the charm of it all. Thanks to the deck of martial cards, you can carefully select every move before you act it out. Consider the foe's next attack and line them up to shoot each other, or slip out of harm's way after landing a sweet kick. It's fighting with strategy and a whole lot of style. The way you fix your hair before every battle says it all. There are 150 cards to collect in combo, and each one makes us feel more powerful than ever before. If you see us dressed as a monochrome menace next week, don't be surprised. In Dicey Dungeons, you enter a twisted game show where Lady Luck turns adventurers into dice and makes them complete a dungeon to win freedom, or a monster truck. Of course, she's not made it easy for us. While there are treasure chests, shops, and upgrades to be had, there are foes at every turn. Hey, we've got to keep the crowds entertained somehow. The cards you play and collect here are the equipment, like an axe or shield, but it's not just a simple matter of playing them. Each card needs dice to activate. Whether that's a certain number of them or on them, you're left to fate for the rolls. Combining cards and dice just makes sense in Dicey Dungeons. From the combat to the sound of dice rolling, every moment feels incredibly satisfying, especially that win sign. Clay Entertainment's foray into deck builders is only in early access for now, but it's already a story we're invested in. A deck-building, roguelike hybrid. It's all set in a sci-fi world that you're trying to traverse. That might be through fighting, or it might be negotiating. Yes, you actually have two decks. One for battling foes, and another for handling conversations. Whether it's bargaining a deal or recruiting NPCs, You'll need to play your cards right to win them over. If you've yet to be charmed though, turn your attention to the art. It instantly creates a world you want to know more about. Every character is distinct, every place feels alive, and you'll want to progress to find out more, not just to win.
The bugs are hard to spot, but they bleed you dry if you let them. Seems like you'll fit in just fine.
Trials of Fire is, surprise surprise, a deck-building roguelite. Yet somehow it's another totally unique experience to both genres. You take 3 heroes across the wastelands of Ash, battling foes, scavenging for loot, and even taking on side quests. For an RPG spanning a great journey, it makes sense that Trials of Fire takes place in a tome, and it might be the coolest aesthetic we've seen in a while. Pages turn to view different things, and battles pop out of the paper into full arenas. Trials of Fire takes care of the details, and it's the kind of book you won't want to put down. So, what story will you tell? Something about being bona fide heroes because we defeated the skeletons? Okay, next page. Slay the Spire is to deck-building roguelikes as cake is to birthdays. You could definitely have one without the other, but boy isn't it nicer with both. A game works like this. You take a character through levels in the Spire, hoping to reach the top, but in all likelihood you'll die and end up right at the start again. Your classic roguelike. But along the way, all your attacks are dealt using cards. You collect new ones, buff them, all the while strategizing your next move on the fly with the hand you've been dealt. There are multiple classes to pick from, each with different special cards, so just as you master one, you can tackle it all over again with another. Well, once we finally finish this boss. Okay, so it looks like there's quite a lot going on here, and well, I guess there is. A holy war across multiple levels on a train to hell? Just trust us that you'll love every second. Monster Train is a strategic roguelike that uses all your deck-building know-how to stop the aggressive angelic forces and hopefully unfreeze hell. There are 220 cards to choose from to play across the varying levels as you see fit. Boost defense to keep enemies at bay, or deal max damage in each carriage to destroy the angels before they can move on. The concept is simple to pick up, and as you unlock more demons, artifacts, and spells, you'll become a Lord of Hell to be reckoned with. Bow down to our fury. So, that's the best deck builders to get on PC. Let us know which games you'll be adding to your hand in the comments below, and if you want an upgrade, hit that like button. Subscribe to Logitech G for more videos like this one, and hit the notification bell to never miss another. Now, pull a card, and we'll see you in the next one.